Hey there, my name is Bubbley. I'm a little unicorn on the internet using my art to spread joy and kindness. I don't really know what I'm doing, so I'm just here to go with the flow and talk about whatever catches my interest. This video is essentially going to be me yapping about myself. Starting a YouTube channel was definitely something I never saw myself doing, but I figured it's time to take a dive and do something outside my comfort zone.
I'm in danger!
Who knows, maybe this will help me not feel so alone or something like that. As you could probably tell, I love My Little Pony.
You what?
It was my comfort show I watched as a teenager, and it inspired me a ton as I was learning to draw. I longed to have a group of friends as close as Twilight Sparkle did. I empathized with Twilight quite a bit in her struggles. I've been drawing My Little Pony fan art for about 15 years now, and I don't think I'll stop drawing it for a long time. I started with this, and now the My Little Pony art I make looks like this. Also, I could probably make a tutorial on how I draw ponies if enough people are interested. I just know there's a ton of MLP drawing tutorials out there, so I feel like adding my own would just be like adding another piece of hay to an already full hay bale. But maybe I'm wrong, who knows? I also sell the My Little Pony fan art I've drawn, so if any of the pieces I've shown interest to you, please feel free to check out my Etsy. I also plan on making a separate video about how My Little Pony has impacted my life, so definitely be on the lookout for that. I also have other interests beside My Little Pony, obviously. I'm also a musician. I love to sing, and I played trumpet for about a decade. I actually hope to get back into playing trumpet. I just have to get the motivation to practice. I went to school to get a music education degree, but the place I live in is currently not hiring music teachers, so I'm just doing what I can to get by. I definitely get my discipline from being a music student for so long. I've been playing trumpet since I was in 5th grade. I also did a lot of marching band, and I was enamored by professional marching bands called DCI, basically Drum Corps International. They have some of the most amazing marching shows. One specific show I fell in love with was the Phantom Regiment's Spartacus show from 2008.
This is Sparta!
I'll link a video of it in the description because it is an incredible show. I want so badly to see a DCI show live, or even in a movie theater. All of those instruments with that surround sound of the theater, that would be such a cool experience. I liken DCI shows to angels screaming in your ears. It's loud, but it sounds amazing. I mostly admire the DCI world, but I don't think I would ever actually want to be in a DCI band. It's expensive, there's way too much traveling, and I just wouldn't be able to keep up with it physically. But I could definitely admire them and cheer them on from the stands, as well as fully appreciate the musicality that goes into the shows, because that is absolutely incredible. Fashion is also something I'm extremely passionate about. It's not like mainstream fashion, like out of New York Fashion Week. It's a little bit more niche. I love the fashion of the 1950s decade for sure. A flared A-line skirt with the perfectly coiffed hair is so pretty. I absolutely love it. I'm also a huge fan of Lolita fashion as well, known as EGL. For those who may not know, Lolita is a Japanese fashion style that blends aesthetics of the Victorian era and the Rococo era. Both fashion styles I absolutely love. The outfits we put together are called coords, short for coordinates. It's basically just a fancy term for a Lolita outfit, but it also means that there are different pieces that go together. Some coords will have matching socks or hair accessories or both. I also have a Lolita group that I get together with every other month or so, and we dress up in our coords and have a good time together. It's a really cool experience because I didn't get to play a lot of dress up with other girls as much as I wanted to as a kid, so it gives me the same feeling. It's just nice to be unapologetically girly. I was seen as weird as a preteen because of my girly interests, so it's just so nice to be surrounded by people who are accepting and just as flamboyant as I am. Lolita fashion inspires me so much when it comes to my art as well because I've drawn quite a few pieces that feature EGL fashion. I love to wear Lolita fashion, specifically country Lolita, and I want to get into sweet Lolita as well, which looks like this. Wearing Lolita makes me so happy, and it seems to make other people happy as well. Recently, I've had a relatively new hyperfixation on designing outfits, specifically very feminine pieces. I plan on designing more masculine pieces as well, specifically to contrast the drawings I've already done of female Sonic characters. Oh yeah, speaking of Sonic, that is another one of my interests. It's relatively new because I became a fan when the Sonic movies came out. My husband is a huge fan of Sonic, so I've been passively enjoying the franchise for a while. My husband and I knew each other as kids, and as I watched him enjoy the series, I fell in love with a specific pink hedgehog. I forgot about her for a while, up until the Sonic movies. I tried to find a different character to like, but I just really like Amy the Hedgehog. I even cosplayed her. She's definitely a comfort character of mine. I also think Sonic brought my husband and I closer together over the years we've been married. If it isn't already obvious from talking about Sonic, I'm also a gamer. I love open world games such as Minecraft, Legend of Zelda, both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, Sonic Frontiers, and gacha games such as Honkai Star Rail, Genshin Impact, and Zenless Zone Zero. Honestly, I play a lot of different video games. As long as it has good characters, I'm up for any kind of game. Also, I am remiss without mentioning the legendary friend swap games, such as Peak, Repo, and Lethal Company. Believe it or not, I actually do have friends to play them with, because friendship is magic after all. I play a lot with my brother-in-law, Miserheart. He streams a lot of the games we play together, and I will also link his channel in the description. I also play a lot with my husband, Idiotjaw. He's actually the one that got me into gaming in the first place. I've always hung around gamers, but I never had any consoles as a kid. The first console I got was a Wii, and I played on that way more than my brother did. I think we sold our Wii when I was in high school, because we weren't really able to play on it as much as we wanted to because we got really busy. I then went to college and finally got my own computer. It was a MacBook, so my gameplay was limited, but I did end up starting with games like Undertale, Left 4 Dead 2, and Hearthstone, playing them with my husband, of course. I also loved watching my friends and roommates play video games as well. I got to watch my friend play Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 2. Later in my college career, my friends pulled together games they no longer wanted, sold them, and got me a Nintendo Switch, which I still have, by the way. I can't get rid of it. It's way too sentimental for me. I finally got my own gaming laptop when I was 25, and I played so many games and started figuring out what I wanted from video games. I love seeing the characters go through a character development, or I love being able to explore the world that the game devs created. Or just ripping and tearing. Anime is also something that my husband introduced to me while we were dating. The first one I remember watching together was Sword Art Online, specifically the first season. While I know it's not the best anime, it's a good start for someone who's only watched Pokemon. We moved on to better anime such as Assassination Classroom and The Devil is a Part-Timer. And I think honestly my favorite mainstream anime so far has been Demon Slayer, My Hero Academia, and Ouran High School Host Club. I also used to not know what kind of anime I liked, so I had to go to my husband to see if he had any suggestions. But now I can actually explore anime on my own and kind of pick and choose what I like. Also, I will definitely go more in depth on what kind of anime tropes that I like and dislike. This is more of just like a general overview of what I like. My husband is also a dungeon master, so obviously he had to get me into D&D as well. I swear, my entire personality he's basically built all by himself. I'm extremely spoiled because I've only been playing homebrew D&D with my hubby because he makes his own world. It's called Tell of Null, and I'll have to go more in depth about that world later because I would definitely need to collab with my husband to make sure I get things right. I do want to introduce my favorite D&D characters though, because I think they're a part of me as well. Callista is my first D&D character I ever played. She's basically a self-insert character so I could get a feel for how the game is played. She's a tiefling sorcerer who was adopted by humans because she was abandoned as a baby. She eventually became a powerful sorcerer and married Jeremiah, the god of death. She became the most beloved and beautiful figure in Television history and mythos. Giggling and kicking my feet because my husband basically made me a goddess in his world. It's so sweet. I love him so much. Anyway, Bonnie was my next D&D character I played, and she was a goblin artificer. She was a lab experiment that broke loose and ran into the group that I was playing with. She collected ribbons because she always wanted to have something that was her own. It's also why she ended up being an artificer, so she could make something that was all her own. She also had this super cool power where she could use spores to help support her friends by making them immune or resistant to different things. For example, if she knew they were about to fight something with sharp claws, she could, make someone resistant to slashing. I loved playing her, and she was such a cutie. Now she's a bodyguard for Brianna, her best friend and niece to one of the most powerful deities in Television. She's scary, but only when she needs to be. Last one is Isabella. She's a tiefling cleric that had a shotgun that could either hurt or heal. She is the daughter of a succubus who fell in love with a human. He owned a bakery, and Isabella's mom realized that she could feed off of the love that she got for the baked goods. So she settled down with him and had Isabella, her little pride and joy. However, because of the demon war, Isabella and her mom were looked at through a side eye very often. While regulars didn't mind, newcomers would be very wary. But Isabella stayed strong. She was determined to love people, even when it was hard. Isabella's mom taught her some things about warlock magic, but Isabella thought that she was a cleric because she was able to heal people. That was an awkward conversation with her mom after Isabella found out. Eventually, she became a Keyblade warrior, so the gun disappeared because it was no longer needed. It still exists, it just went to a storeroom for the world's magical items. My husband made demigods called juggernauts, and there are about 13 of them. It was so fun designing her Keyblade and playing her. Isabella is basically a Keyblade warrior for one of the 13 juggernauts, who is the Keyblade juggernaut, basically. So yeah, those are some of my D&D characters. I have others, but I can make a specific video dedicated to that later. D&D has such a special place in my heart, and there's just something so special about it. The way my husband designs his world is so amazing and immaculate, as well as intricate. I love him so much, and he has so much talent. He also helps me flesh out my D&D characters, and for that, I am extremely grateful. So yeah, I hope my ramblings made sense. I hope that maybe you got to know a little bit about me or just hear some fun stories. I'm really excited to see where this content creation thing takes me. I hope to do more specific videos in the future, so until next time, make some friends and be kind. See you later!